There's no alley.
All right, we're good now.
Oh, no.
No worries. We're joined here with softball head coach Mercedes Bohte, who's scenario Chloe Valdez. Coach, we haven't talked to you since before you went down to Texas for the D2 First Pitch Invitational. Kind of just give us the rundown of how that went on that trip and what your takeaway is.
Well, it would have been nice to come back with a few more wins, but we went down there to face in-region opponents, which we did with all 6 of those games. The middle day was some tough competition. The national champions from last year, UT, which we played a pretty tough game, 3-0. We battled in that, and it would have been nice again to score a few more runs in there. But we definitely showed that we belong in that level of competition. Angelo was that day as well. I believe they're number 7 now in the top 25 as of today. They got some strong pitching. And I think we noticed a couple things where we've gotten a little bit better to where we can compete at that level. We just needed to hit more. Our defense was good. Game 1 was a little shaky on defense and pitching. I think it's just those first game nerves. Then we got better. Games 2 through 6, we were solid on defense. We ended up turning 5 double plays in the weekend. Pitching actually was pretty good from all of our pitchers, especially some of our new faces in there, as well as our returners. And a few people, Allie hit really well on the weekend, which was great. We just needed a few more hits strung together. And that's really when we gave up those runs. They just got 3 hits in an inning. Maybe an error in there, but that's how a couple of those teams scored some runs, and very easy for us to overcome and get better with. But we went down there to face that tough schedule, and we're going to be better because of it.
You know, that first tournament's always a good measuring stick, kind of just to see how the team is going so far. And would you say just hitting is the biggest emphasis moving forward? I guess you don't emphasize hitting, but to hit better moving into the conference opener this weekend?
Yeah, hitting's always tough right out the get-go. We come back and we just have a couple weeks of practice, and kind of seeing that pitchers have the advantage. First 2 weeks, I'd say. Again, defense was good. Our hitting's going to come along. We're usually, high up there with slugging and batting average as a team, kind of in the country for Division II. So we'll get there. We're not too worried about it, but it's a little more of those clutch hits. When do we need, some more situational hitting? When do we need to score RBIs? We need to score runs. That's the name of the game.
And then for anyone at the table, most of the players, kind of what specifically do you need to work on from that prior week's actions to kind of build on for this weekend? Is there any spots in your game that you feel need to be improved on?
I think, just like what Coach said, I feel like it's just hitting. The atmosphere we have as a team is really good. Our dugout's really good. Our defense was phenomenal. I just think it's just hitting, and it will come along. I think we have really good hitters on the team.
Yeah, I think going into a tournament, you can always find things to work on as a pitcher. Myself, I think that there's some struggles that I found that I can now work on. I think, again, our dugout and our energy is so much fun and so good, and yeah.
And I wanted to ask you about that, Sophia. So you come here from Chico State, you're a new transfer. Kind of tell me, how has been with the new team, the integration on a new trip? Kind of how has your experience been so far here at Colorado Mesa?
It's been so great. I mean, it was just so much different than last year. The energy is just so much different, and I actually didn't get to fly or travel that much, on flight, obviously, last year. And I think that was just so bonding, and hanging out with all the girls was just a lot of fun. And yeah.
And it's kind of the same question for you, Chloe. This is your second year with the program. You kind of more of a leadership role this season. Kind of what's been that position like, moving up after a year of experience, going so far in the regionals last year, and then returning with a lot of the same guys, same girls on the team this year?
I think as a unit, especially from last year having such a great season, we've all bonded a lot, and we know what it's like to win and continue to win. And I think that as leaders on the team, that we need to just continue to pass that down to the younger girls, and show them what atmosphere that we like to have. Raise the softball. That's what I'm going to say.
Now, Coach, for you, looking at the record early on, you guys played some really good teams. But even looking at the last year, you guys had the same record coming out of that same tournament. How are you trying to tell some of these younger girls to not get discouraged maybe after seeing just the wins and losses in the column?
It's a totally different feeling last year to this year. Last year, there was a lot more chaotic moments where some of those teams really took advantage of some of our mistakes, where it seemed a little too fast for us. Or games where pitchers went in and it was like, oh, this isn't working. Like they just got a couple hits, next pitcher. And we didn't have that this year. We just needed to score more. It was kind of the big thing, and hit. But we were pretty balanced and level-headed if you did strike out. And, hey, they threw you a bunch of changeups. We knew that was a weakness, at least for that week. They figured it out. Okay. Pitchers, again, did well. Couple nerves. So had some nerves on one game. But then she grew from it and got better and had a really good outing in game 6. So we're feeling better. I think Maya put it like we're a little bit like at peace, but still hungry for more. Some of the girls did mention like, oh, maybe these teams aren't quite as good as they used to be. It's like, no, I think we've gotten a little bit better. Not first week where it'd been great to beat them. It just sets us up better for later, but we're starting at a higher point. Record doesn't show it, doesn't reflect it, but we know that we're starting at a higher point than we did last year.
And then for you, you're joining a pitching staff that was great last year. How do you complement, pitchers like Presley who, can just absolutely shove? How do you complement their games?
Presley's an amazing pitcher, so trying to see how she pitches and watching her and how she does. Myself, I'm a ground ball pitcher, so I think that really helps if our defense is on, which it usually is, that they can kind of get momentum from making those double plays and going into hitting.
And same for you, Chloe. This team last year defensively was great. How do you think that you guys are coming together more as a defensive unit this year?
I think, especially having one of our captains, Maya, out there, she's a really big leader and all the girls look up to her. I think us together really help the younger girls, especially the new ones that haven't played with us before, like our third baseman or our first baseman. I think we all kind of just work together in order to get out of those tough innings and tough situations.
Lastly, Coach, for you got Regis coming up this weekend. What are you expecting out of them, and how do you guys plan to counter that?
Well, it was really nice. They were in Texas with us. They got a new coach. They got some new players on there. It's definitely a different look, even though they do return basically their whole pitching staff. So it's a little different vibe. We need to crush them. We're at home. We need to go 4-0 and really play our high level of softball, and I think we'll be fine. We have seen some different things that they do, so we'll prepare this week for that. But we got to come out strong, come out hungry, and bring out those big bats.
And then I know you only had a limited sample size that first weekend, but talk to me some about the new faces on the team. Sophia's new, Chloe Kubishek, Hannah Haggerty, Jesslyn Gallegos even was a big impact that first weekend. Talk about some of the new players that we'll expect to see really make an impact for the team and throughout the spring.
Well, Soph here, definitely she throws the hardest on the team, on the staff, which is great. Totally different experience for her this year with our staff versus her previous school. So we're really happy to have her. She's going to do really well for us. We got 5 pitchers, 3 of them new. They're all a little bit different. Camden also pitches too. We just had her play first. She's a giant. She's just as tall as Presley. So it's nice to have that. And then you got Jess, the lefty. We haven't had a lefty pitcher here in like 12 years or something. It's an obvious advantage. At D2, you don't see it very much. She mixes speeds a bunch. And she's a gamer. She's tough. That toughness came out in Texas, and it was really great to see. Her and Camden also hit, which is kind of a unique thing. Pitchers who hit kind of means we can do some funky things with the lineup. Chloe Kubicek, she's a redshirt freshman, and it's awesome. She had some D1 experience, redshirted last year. She's going to do great for us. She's super athletic infielder. We can throw her in any spot, and she would do just great. A few other faces. We got Ava Stevens, who's from Fruta. She's the fastest kid I've ever seen. So we're open, and she's has like the best dive. She's like fearless out there. She plays in the outfield. She'll dive in the infield, just kind of throws her body out of the line, which is pretty good. So there's more in there, but we're excited to hopefully have a big breakout weekend for us and get a lot of those faces in there and have some fun.
All right, question of the day. Just came with this on the spot. If you had to choose one of the 3, would it be cake, ice cream, or pie?
Good one.
You gotta choose one.
Ice cream? Cookies. That's what I think.
I'm going to go pie.
I'm going to go ice cream for sure.
Okay. Exactly. All right, perfect. Thank you. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You survived.
I wanted to go up that whole time.